What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Better Late Than Never edition of the Unrelated Sports Podcast. I'm Andy McConnell. With me is fresh off of his trip to Indianapolis, Mr. Cody Allstat. Cody, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. Glad to be back. Glad to be here tonight. Yeah, it's just a good night.
Good. So, how was Indy?
It's actually a lot better city than I expected, honestly. Nice nightlife. We went to a couple cool places. We went to Shahasteria, I think is what it's called, where I ate way too much. It's where they bring you they cut off your meat at the table and just all kinds of different kinds of animals and meals. Food.
Nice.
It was fantastic.
Nice.
We went with our couple of friends. It was my wife and I went with Austin and Marissa Roth, and they were Colts fans, or he is. It was a good time. Got to see Lucas Oil Stadium. Got to be really close to Peyton Manning. Got in line to take a picture with him, but
did you say Peyton or Peyton? Sorry,
I believe this one was Peyton.
I had to do it. Okay.
Peyton wasn't there.
Okay.
I was excited. We went into the hotel we stayed at was the same stadium the same hotel that the Dolphins players stayed at. Didn't get to see any of them in there, but we did see them loading the bus. And nice. I got to run into my favorite, probably Dolphins beat writer. He's also the guy I probably get the most upset with, but he's also the most honest. So
nice. I am a little disappointed in you, though, that you weren't stalking out to figure out what floor all the players were on and everything.
We're 95% sure they were on the second floor because it said it was rented out for some kind of band, something or other, but there wasn't.
I mean, because you could have found McDaniel and gave him a couple plays from college football, from the college football game, or from Madden.
Yeah, I could have.
The always broken plays, like those ones.
They work 100%, not 100, but almost 100% of the time.
I know.
Even when I have a backup or a backup or a backup.
Yep, but see, they always work. Yeah. Dang. I'm just glad you got to see Tim Boyle play.
Oh, I was happy. That was beautiful.
Tim Boyle laser show, Packers legend. But we'll touch more on that as
we'll get more into that.
Okay, so Cody, I know you're really excited. The World Series starts on Friday.
Oh, can't wait. Who's playing?
The Los Angeles Dodgers and the New York Yankees team that we talk about from time to time on here.
I mean, that's kind of what you expected. Two highest payrolls in baseball.
Yeah. But you also, I will say, it is nice. You do get you're arguably your probably two biggest stars in Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. So
that is a plus for it. You want to see your biggest stars in the biggest games.
Yeah, but because NFL wise, we've never gotten we never got Rodgers versus Brady or Rodgers versus Mahomes, even in Green Bay.
Right, and you got Marino Montana once,
yeah. I wonder what is actually the last prime. Actually, we're gonna get Mahomes versus Brady. That's probably the last marquee quarterback matchup, I would say. But
you had the AFC Championship. You had Mahomes versus Burrow was a big one.
Yeah, or Mahomes versus Brady or Brady Manning, basically.
Yeah.
I do think the Dodgers win the World Series. That's not just me being a Yankees hater, which I am, but I think the Dodgers just have a better all-around roster, and their pitching staff does not have as many holes, at least in the bullpen, where the Yankees are you're just holding on to dear life that your reliever isn't going to mess up.
Okay.
So, I think the Dodgers win in 6. I think Mookie Betts joins the rare era of winning World Series MVP with a team in both leagues, because a few years ago, I think about 6, 2018 is when the Boston Red Sox won, and I believe he was the MVP of that World Series as well.
Wow.
So that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
the WNBA season did wrap up. Um,
Oh, there was some controversy with
good.
that too.
Yeah, Game 5, and
Yep, the New
I don't
York
know.
Liberty. Yeah, the New York Liberty beat the Minnesota Lynx in overtime. A little bit of controversy on how they might have gotten there. There maybe should have been a travel and a foul called, or not a foul called, on a Brianna Stewart layup at the end. Um, but Minnesota did blow two double-digit leads in games 3 and 5, so that's not
That's
ideal. I will say some this conspiracy theorist, and this one they might have a kind of a right to be wearing um, the
tinfoil
tinfoil
hat.
hats, or yeah, tinfoil hats, yeah. The WNBA commissioner was wearing a dress of the New York City skyline when she was handing out the trophy. Probably not the best look to be doing that.
No, definitely not. Not at all. That's funny.
No, but
I'm hearing there's a lot of money being thrown at Caitlin Clark to be like they say Lionel Messi type of money to be in her, what's that
it's,
league called?
it's unrivaled. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's supposed to be like a 3-on-3 league. I don't know exactly what the league's supposed to be. Um,
yeah,
but I don't know if I'm Caitlin. I kind of say thank you, but no thank you,
yeah.
because I don't think they wanted her from the beginning, and also this girl hasn't gotten a break, minus the Olympic break, in like 12
Right.
months. So
The,
she might just take some time to enjoy life. But yeah, because I've heard maybe like 5 million is the number thrown around. I don't know exactly how much. Um, but it's
yeah,
still
I'm
a
hearing
lot of money.
partnership and all kinds of different things are what I'm hearing
Ooh,
rumors of. But
yeah, no, then I definitely wouldn't. I don't know. Again, I wouldn't say yes. I would shut that down and just enjoy the off season.
right, I don't think money is her concern.
No, no, especially with the State Farm and Nike endorsements that she has, and
Right.
among others, and Gatorade,
And you have to
among
bet on
others.
yourself and like bet on the fact that you think that you're going to turn the. I mean, she's the she is the show, so
Mhm.
betting on her as she gets better in the WNBA and grows the game, it's just going to get more deals, more scholar, more money coming into it. So
Yeah. Let's see. NASCAR's in the almost winding down their season. They got 3 races left in their season. See, there's a little bit of controversy because last weekend at the end of the Charlotte Roval race, Alex Bowman got disqualified because his car was too late. He would have made the next round of the NASCAR playoffs. But with him being DQ'd, they put Joey Logano in. And Joey Logano happens to win at Las Vegas on Sunday, and now he's going to be racing for a championship in 3 weeks.
oh no,
So that's interesting. We also had a car flip again, which was like the slowest flip I think I've seen. It was just weird. And then
I am going to need to pause or have you talk a little bit
oh,
while I go deal with something.
okay, that's all right. I can ramble on about. I mean, F1 was in
Okay,
Austin at Coda, so we'll give you our racing minute, so you can probably just skip
sounds
over
good.
this. Anybody who doesn't like racing, but while Cody goes and solves world problems here. Um, okay, so we'll go back to NASCAR. I'm a little personally disappointed. Big Ryan Blaney fan here in that big wreck that took out Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, and Martin Truex, and Brad Keselowski. Um, Keselowski's car got hit, came shot right back up at the track, hit Blaney in the wall. Now he is like 42 points below the playoff cut line as they head into Homestead this weekend, where he was really fast at last year. So he's basically going to need to win either Homestead or Martinsville, along with NASCAR's most popular driver, Chase Elliott. So it should be an interesting next couple weeks. Formula One had their big party at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, where all the focus was on the title fight between Lando Norris of McLaren and Max Verstappen of Red Bull. And, well, Ferrari decided they were going to spoil the party as Charles Leclerc as they like to say on the F1 broadcast, Charles Leclerc. Um, Started fourth, saw Verstappen and Norris go wide in turn one, just ducked right on the inside of him, and he went on his merry way to win the Grand Prix by like 2-3 seconds over his teammate Carlos Sainz. Um, and then I think Verstappen ended up beating Norris because Norris got a penalty. So Ferrari actually didn't screw up for once. Good for them. They actually won on American soil. So,
Oh, it's in
and for
Texas, Austin.
yep, it was in Austin. Big sports weekend in Austin, Texas.
Not always good.
No, no. Um, so I think title fight's basically still Max holds serve. I think he's up by like 50 points with like maybe 3-4 weeks left. I don't know how many, or maybe there's a few more than that. I don't know how many exactly is left on the F1 calendar, but yeah, kind of interesting weekend.
So I believe Max still wins this year's,
Yes.
but I bet he doesn't next year unless things change
Yeah. Well,
considerably.
and I mean, stuff's kind of a year to year thing. I mean, McLaren kind of started off kind of so. Like it looked like Max was just going to run away with everything, and then the Miami Grand Prix, Lando found some speed, or McLaren found some speed, and then they've taken off since then. And Red Bull's kind of losing some key pieces, some like engineers and stuff, so that might hinder them a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think actually going into next year, depending on how this year finishes, I would say probably Norris will probably be the title favorite, which is
Okay.
weird to say for a guy against a guy who's won 3 straight titles or 4.
Yeah.
Actually, it's going to be 4. But so let's see. We touched racing. We touched baseball. We touched women's basketball. The NBA season just started, and I don't. The biggest story is still LeBron playing with the Sun, so
Yeah.
that's whatever.
Um, I know hockey season has started.
Yep.
I know seems to be like right now the Panthers are struggling.
My Stars
Does
lost
that
again last night. That
does
was not
that
fun.
do teams seem to struggle the year after Stanley Cup to start the next season? It
Even just after
feels
going
like
to the Stanley Cup, yeah, like it's a little bit of a Stanley Cup hangover. I mean, I know Florida
okay,
has been to the Stanley Cup the last 2 years, but
right.
sometimes it just takes a little bit for the wheels to get turned because guys are still, I don't want to say in party mode, but they're not fully invested into the season yet.
Yeah, I mean losing at the end of last season probably inspired them a little bit more to start the next season a little hotter. This season they've been even some of their wins have been come from behind, and uh, I know that their coach just got signed to a long-term deal.
Well, I
Or
was looking. I think Edmonton wasn't doing the hottest to start the year. Yeah, Edmonton, who Florida
yeah,
beat for the Stanley Cup. They have 5 points. They're tied for third worst in the West.
wow.
So yeah, it's I mean season's early. We're only 6-7 games in.
Out of 82 games,
Yeah. Cody, Florida is leading the or their
are they
division right
really?
now. Yeah, they have 9 points. They played 2 more games than the Tampa and Ottawa,
That,
but yes, they are leading their division.
that's crazy because it feels like they've been not great, but
Yeah. So speaking of
um,
teams that have, oh, good.
Wrexham is all I was also going to touch on. Wrexham they had a draw against who was it? They're still tied for second in League One right now. So
Do you
things
know how
they
long
went at
that
a
goes?
0-0. It is a long season. It goes through
Okay.
like April, end of April,
Holy mother
something
mercy.
like
Okay.
that. It's a long season. I could take a quick
Okay.
gander. Let's
Because you
see.
think they would try to break it up into two, like do like half of the year you do one season, or like for 5 months, and then you take like a month or two off, and then you do another 5 months like that.
Right, they have because they do have like breaks, but they're also playing other games during those breaks.
Yeah.
They're in tournaments and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, they have 6 games in April and 1 game in May.
Okay. So that
So the
must be
season ends May 3rd.
Interesting. Okay, so still a long way to go, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely a long season.
Yeah. Yeah, I
But
thought racing season was long, but yeah.
yeah, Wrexham has 24 points right now out of the, and let's see, they are seven wins, three draws, and two losses.
Oh shoot, that's not bad at all.
No, Birmingham City is beating them. They have 9 wins, one draw, and one loss.
Okay.
Um,
Man, that's really good. That is really good. Holy cow.
yeah. So yeah, there's 24 teams in their league.
Okay. Um. Hey. Okay. So before we jump into our favorite sport, we do have to give a shout out because we were told, kind of promised to give one to, I believe, the Northeast Iowa rugby team. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yep. We got a picture of the. It's an old picture of them hanging up in our office in my office at work.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. It's from years ago, but so I'm guessing there's not a lot of players still left on the team, but
Nice. Because as of Sunday, they had to win a 49-40 win. I don't know how they do scoring in rugby. I really don't.
I know I
But
really need to watch a game just so I understand it a little bit.
yeah, so we're sorry, Callan, or any other rugby players who listen to this. But so they had to win over Lake County rugby from Northeast Illinois. They play Mankato on Saturday in Mankato, and the winner goes to Chicago for the semifinals.
That's awesome.
That is
I
nuts.
didn't realize how big it was, or how
I
much
didn't
they
either.
traveled.
Yeah,
It said I saw they are ranked number 8 in the Midwest right now.
yeah, I see that too. Holy mother mercy! Yeah, because there's a
Waikiki.
Louisville team in there, or in
Yeah,
that's ranked ahead of them, number 7.
for
Wow.
now.
Yeah, Indianapolis is in there too. Yeah, you're right for now though.
Exactly.
So hopefully they can get the dub on Saturday.
I know a few. I know a couple players. I know John Drow. He's another guy that plays on that team. I see his updates from him on it once in a while.
Okay.
Shout out to him.
I don't know if it's
Catman,
on.
obviously,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know
obviously
if it's
a
on that team, but I know like some of the
stud.
Semioles, play rugby as well. I don't know if it's on
Okay.
that
Yeah,
particular
because
team or what.
Cresco had like the high school had like a rugby club for a while. I don't know if that's
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that.
so. It's a intense sport for sure. Yeah,
It is. I mean, it's like football but without pads.
yeah,
Wait,
and
Cody.
other rules.
Yeah, well, that too. So I guess Cody, do you want to talk about football?
I thought you'd never ask.
So should we start in the college ranks? I know you probably didn't get to watch a lot of other
Didn't
football
watch
this
any of
weekend.
it. Real, I mean, a
Okay.
little bit, but next to none.
Okay, so I'll give you the little cliff notes here. Alabama got beat again
Yeah.
by Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Texas got beat by Georgia.
Mm.
And I saw something I've never seen before. I've seen the refs like reverse call on a flag after like the flag happened. Also because the field got pelted with water bottles, among other things.
Texas fans reacted well.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Oh, and Texas made a quarterback change mid-game and then made it back.
Yeah. Weird. Like it was just like
So,
trying to provide a spark, but that doesn't. Like I love Sark, but that doesn't seem like a good idea.
so let me get this straight. So Texas playing as number 1, they're playing the number 5 team in the country. They can make a quarterback change mid-game, but the Iowa Hawkeyes at Michigan State cannot. Explain that to me.
Well, like it didn't seem like a good idea for Sark, but he does have one of the best backup quarterbacks in the sport and the biggest name in college football.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's going to cause, I don't know, the fact that he was able to do it makes it like, wow, Iowa should be able to, because if he can take the backlash of that, Kurt can take the backlash of pulling out Cade McNamara and putting in anybody. He could have put the punter in and faced that
Yeah.
backlash.
Hey, don't worry. They're going to keep doing what they're doing, though. I don't know
I
what that
know.
is, but they're going to keep doing what they're doing. Here's the way I look at it. If Army and Navy can develop competent quarterback play with the very limited resource or pool of players that they can choose from,
Mm-hmm.
how in the heck can Iowa not? Like, how?
It doesn't make any sense.
No. Also, you know what doesn't make sense? What if I told you Indiana is ranked higher than Alabama in football?
Insane.
Life is good. Life is good to be a
It's
Hoosiers fan.
there's a first for everything.
Kicking the living daylights out of Nebraska was fun.
Yeah,
It was really it was really fun, especially when you
that's
do
a
it all.
really cool thing to see.
You go up 28-7 at halftime. Your starting quarterback Curtis Thumb, and then you bring in the backup who was the starter for a little bit last year in Taven Jackson, and still put up 28 points in the second half.
That's
pretty
fun.
good. Pretty good.
At least Nebraska's a team that you want to destroy too. Everybody wants
to. Yeah. And College Game Day gets to come to Indiana this week.
Nice. Who are they playing?
Washington.
Oh.
But it's funny because I was talking to Ashton about this 2 days ago when they announced this. And I was saying, hey, they could have Michael Penix come. Not thinking that, I forgot that's his other school as well. Because I was thinking have him come for Indiana. But yeah, I forgot he might have a conflict of interest.
There would be a little bit of a conflict of interest. There would definitely be a game to go to, but I wouldn't. He can't really show affinity towards either of them.
Yeah. I don't think they've announced who the guest picker is yet. My hope is for Antoine Randall. I don't think it can happen because of scheduling and stuff, but that's what I'm really hoping for. The other name I've heard is maybe Mark Cuban or John Mellencamp. I think Cuban.
Mark Cuban, I think, might be in a little. There's some controversy with him going on right now. I don't know if that's gonna.
Okay. And then I don't know if Mellencamp went to Indiana, but somehow he's affiliated with the university. I don't know exactly how.
Okay.
I'm still holding out hope for Randall L. That's just my personal hope. But what can you do? And then I'm trying to think if there's any other big college news. I mean, big game this weekend. Navy, Notre Dame at MetLife Stadium.
That's cool.
If Navy can win this game, they'll be undefeated going into the Army-Navy game. The American Conference Championship game, sorry. The one they'll probably play Army.
That is insane.
I know.
I was just reading a little bit about that today, that what happens about the Army-Navy game, like with bowl pickings and stuff, if they're both doing good. Like, because they pick the games before that.
Yeah. So I don't...
It's so out of the realm of possibility that Army and Navy are both doing well that nobody's planned for it.
Unless if they just do it where they release half the bowl games, like the ones that you have slots guaranteed for, and then the other ones are like the playoff, for example. It's like, okay, we're going to wait another week, get another selection show, another show to get viewers out of that.
That sounds real.
It'd be pretty
sweet.
I want chaos.
Make more money.
Give me all the chaos. Give me Army Navy in the playoff. Oh, maybe that's what they can do. Maybe that's what they could do. They could do so whoever wins the American Championship gets in, and then let's say if the other one wins the Army Navy game, they play for the three-peat or for the rubber match in the playoff.
Heck yeah.
Like an 8 versus 9 matchup or something like that. Like just give it to us who want it. Which is basically everything.
I like the idea of it. Yeah. It's a game that everybody loves.
Oh, exactly. And especially if you put national, huge stakes in it.
Especially the fact that they have the forward pass going on this year. So weird to see.
What's the forward pass? I watch Iowa football. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's true. That's sad.
Again, that is probably the weirdest thing is the fact that Indiana's competent. Army and Navy are both passing schools, and Vanderbilt's ranked 2, by the way.
Florida State has not put up 20 points yet this year. 21.
Yeah, they're bad. They're really bad.
They are literally the only FBS school that doesn't have at least 20 points in a game this year.
That's good, because Kent State still hasn't led in a game yet, and they've at least put up 20 points, so that's good.
Yeah, that's not...
I know that's...
Florida State's not gonna Um, well, their staff isn't going to survive the season. That's for
No,
sure.
which is weird after coming off of an undefeated season, and then everything just goes down the tank like this.
Yeah. Really bad.
Yeah. So, anything else college-wise you want to touch on? Well,
I said I didn't get to watch much college. I didn't really pay
yeah,
any attention to it, to be honest. Just weird because usually I'm at least scoreboard watching. It was just we traveled and
yeah,
walking around Indianapolis and
yep. You had other
didn't
priorities.
didn't do it like I normally do.
You were just trying to
We
figure
had a
out
good
how you
time.
were going to stalk the
We
Miami Dolphins team. That's about it.
we did do an escape room, which was my first time I've ever done that, and we did make it out in time.
Good. You didn't get locked in. I'm proud of you.
It it was more scary getting to the place because the directions that we got online were a little sketch, and they took us to the back of the place instead of the
Ooh,
front. So like
ooh.
we're like, this doesn't look right, and it was back roads, and it was a little creepy.
That's
Got there
understandable.
and drove around the building, and like, okay, we're not gonna get murdered here. Then we went
Okay.
in and got locked into a room. So you know,
Yeah. So you might have gotten murdered inside the room, but at least you got there before you
yeah,
could get murdered. So that's good.
exactly. We
Okay.
had
Good, good,
an
good.
hour to make it out, and we got out with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining.
Nice. That's awesome. See, we did an escape room once. Where were we at? I can't remember where on vacation we were at, but we did one. We didn't make it out.
No,
No, we didn't make it out. It was bad.
it
So I
was
don't even know if we got halfway to figuring out how to get out because it was like a murder
no.
mystery type thing, and it was just
Yep,
it was
that's
bad.
what ours was. A couple things that we overthought.
Same.
A couple things that we well, there was one thing that was broken that kind of set us back, and
Oh,
one
okay.
thing that we just couldn't figure out because we're not. There was a little bit of chess involved, and we didn't know chess enough to play it.
Do you know how to play chess?
But no,
Okay.
not
I
smart
did.
enough. I tried a few times.
I used to in like junior high. I think in high school, like tried to learn how to do it. So I kind of know the basis of it, but
Yeah,
not good at it though. I will say that right now.
yeah, it's a tough game, and I
Yeah. You know what? It's also a tough game. A tough game to watch was Denver and New Orleans on Thursday night for the NFL season because that was bad.
yeah. Um, we'll pull up the games here. Where are we?
Well, I'm at my house right now. I don't know where you're at, but
I'm at my house.
okay, good. So now we've established where we're
Of
at.
course. I
Yeah. So
know
it
that
was
I
Saints,
I
Broncos.
took a little bit bigger lead in the Pick'ems league. I
Shut
know
it.
that happened.
Shut it. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. I'm so salty.
I just
But yeah, that game
all
was so
right.
bad. I mean, it was Sean Payton's return to New Orleans. Spencer Rattler didn't look great. Bo Nix really didn't look good.
No,
Like,
but they still won by 23.
I still don't know how, but good for them. Good for them. Hey, Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville won a game.
Wow, looked competent. Looked like he
Barely,
should be
but
playing
yes.
in the should be playing in a London league or something. But yeah, they won. There was a
Yeah.
96-yard punt return for a touchdown.
Yes. Yeah, that was pretty sweet
That
to
was
watch.
sweet.
It's always fun. Always fun to
Um,
watch the long punt returns.
so the Jags got
Let's see.
their second one of the year.
Yep. They got everybody right where they want them. Right where they want them. Buffalo dismantled Tennessee with Amari Cooper.
Yep.
Not really a lot to talk about that game. Eagles dismantled the Giants and Saquon's return to New York or New Jersey.
Yeah. Saquon is very good.
Yes. What do you think about people that were burning his jersey?
Stupid.
Okay, I think the same side.
I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I mean, one, it doesn't do anything. They they get the money off of people buying it, not people keeping them. So, the fact that you're burning it, just they're already paid for.
Did you see the clip too about with Saquon and Nick Sirianni on the bench?
Yes, where that he said he was like close to breaking his personal record,
Hmm. Yep.
and he's like, "Nah, let the young dogs eat."
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah. I
That's pretty
I was
awesome.
reading some more comments after that, and yeah, everybody just keeps saying that even people that were at Penn State when he was there, he's just a classy individual, which is
Yeah,
good.
he's high class character. I love that.
Um, the Lions beat the Vikings in Minnesota.
Good
That
game.
was an interesting game. Holy cow! The Lions ran a fake punt speed option early in the game. They didn't get it, but it was interesting to watch.
The Lions through the last 4 games have had more touchdowns than incompletions.
Is that good?
Only time that's ever been done in NFL history.
Is Jared Goff an
Insane.
MVP candidate? Like, is
And
he? I don't think he's
he
a favorite, but I think he's like top three.
he's top 3 for sure. He should be getting a lot of looks for it.
Yeah, I'll
He's
eat
playing
crow.
stellar football.
Yeah, I'll eat crow. I'll admit it. Because me, top Jared Goff hater here, but
He's playing very good football right now.
yeah, the Lions
Very good
Green Bay has
football.
to play them in 2 weeks, so we'll see. That's going to be a massive game.
That's gonna
But
be
I
a
mean,
lot of
kudos.
fun.
I will say kudos to Minnesota. I wanted to see how they were going to battle whenever they fell behind double digits, and they fought tooth and nail. And then they even took the lead
They
late
took the lead.
before.
I thought they were gonna win it, but
I don't. I
Goff and
thought so too.
company is very good at football.
Yep. And Dan Campbell,
Dan,
very good coach.
is Dan Campbell the best coach in the NFL right now?
No, not the best coach. No,
Who
there's
is?
that guy,
Reed?
the guy with the mustache in Kansas City. That guy.
Yeah, Reed.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't even think I'd put him number two. Number two is John Harbaugh, in my mind,
Okay.
because I still don't think Harbaugh gets a lot of the love that he should.
He doesn't. He is a lot better coach than you don't hear about. You don't hear about him a lot, which is also a good thing.
Yeah,
But
compared to his
same with
brother.
Reed. Yeah, I
And
love
then
watching his brother cry.
I know, but we'll get to that in a little bit too. But I'll say, yeah, Campbell. I'd say is 3 or 4. I mean, personally, I think Matt LaFleur doesn't get a lot of love that I think he should. Just my personal
I'm not
opinion,
saying
but
he's bad. I don't. I think that
yeah,
whole coaching tree is very good.
yeah,
They all seem to have their own faults. Clock management being one. Um,
that's true. Okay, so is Campbell better than Kyle Shanahan?
ooh,
I'm going through the
I
list of coaches in my head. So
I think he has his players playing, but like I would, I think yes, but by not by a lot.
okay,
I think that there's a lot of good coaches in the NFL right now.
I don't know. I mean, McDermott's up there too. I don't know. I don't think I'd put him at that in the top five though. My personal opinion, but
No,
Dan Quinn, I think, will get back there because I know a lot of people wrote him off. Always just want to bury him because of the 28-3 collapse and everything. But I think he's a dang good football coach. I really do. And then D'Amico Ryans. I mean, everything that he's done with Houston. Like
yeah,
outside of probably Reed and I would say probably Harbaugh, like the 3 through I don't know 15 is like insanely tight. It's like the quarterback
yeah,
rate, when you're ranking quarterbacks.
yep, yep. That's insane. I never,
I know.
start naming them. There are a lot of very good head coaches. There's some bad ones.
Yeah, there's
Um,
some really bad ones.
does Jared Mayo make it through this season?
Yes, because I think Robert Kraft will be patient just because they have nothing. All they
They
have is
don't
Drake
have
May.
anything.
Yeah, all they have is Drake May. That's it,
Yeah,
and Ramondre Stevenson, I guess, and Christian Gonzalez on the back end of or like one of their corners, but that's about it.
they are not a very good football team.
You know who's a really weird football team though? There's two. Actually, there's
Miami.
two. Well, I'll give it to Miami, Seattle, and Atlanta. Like Seattle went in and kicked the living daylights out of Atlanta at Mercedes
Yes, they
Benz.
did.
I
Yeah,
don't know what to make of either of those two teams.
people are calling for Penix now. Again,
Yeah,
they're
and
that's the like my biggest. It's not. I like the idea of like being set up for your next quarterback too, and giving him time to like learn and stuff like that. But like the big kick against that is everybody's going to be calling for him to play as soon as there's any trouble with the other one. Like right now in
Unless if
Texas,
it,
it's the same thing's happening.
yeah, unless if it's a guarantee, you have like Aaron Rodgers ahead of Jordan Love, where you know, okay, this guy still has a couple, 2, 3 years, high level years left. And with Cousins and Penix, it's like, well, I mean, Kirk's coming off of a torn Achilles.
Yeah,
You don't know exactly what you're going to get there.
he's had a lot of really good football, but has he been an elite? Has he been one like a top player in the NFL ever? He's
No.
been a very good player in the NFL,
Yeah. Like, I'm
but
curious on how last year would have progressed had he not torn his
yeah,
Achilles,
because
because he might
he
have
was
been MVP
having
last year.
yes, he was having an MVP like season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, and speaking of Achilles, Cody, there's a certain quarterback that might have torn his over the weekend. Might reside in Cleveland.
yeah. Not a lot of talk about it. Not a lot of people seem to care. I don't want to see him
Yeah.
get injured, but I don't like him as a human being. So
Yeah.
Deshaun
Hey,
goes down. Famous Jameis goes in.
you know what? If they're gonna suck, it's at least gonna be entertaining. That's what I'm
Exactly.
happy about. Because I still think Jameis has some ability to play. I don't quite understand why he never got a starting gig at all
Right.
again. And I mean, Joe Burrow finally beats Cleveland. I don't think he had maybe only beaten them once, if at all. Um, I still don't know what to make of Cincy. I really don't. They play Philly this weekend, so that'll be an interesting game.
Yeah, both of those teams are very interesting. I don't know what to make of either of them. So
Yeah, like I can't buy stock in any of them. So, do you want to get to your game?
sure. The Dolphins suck.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring up this is actually the Miami Dolphins segment is going to be brought to you by the Decora Pest of the Week. The Decora Pest Control Pest of the Week. Um, we Decora Pest Control offers monthly and quarterly services for residential or commercial pest control, where they treat for earwigs, cockroaches, ants, bed bugs, bees, fleas, box elder bugs, mice, and rats. Also inspects for termites. Call Cass at 563-419-3251 for all your pest control needs, and tell them the boys at Unrelated Sports Podcast sent you. Uh-oh.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. Also, tell them that the Yankees suck.
Oh, that you might be able to mention that.
Yeah,
That might actually add to your cost, but I don't know for sure. That's what I'd do. Um,
that's what I would do too.
the fan, my pest of the week is how do you say this? Stupid fans, like people that think they're God's gift to the sport and they know more than anybody else around them, even when they keep getting proven wrong over and yeah, Andy. No,
No,
um,
okay.
there's two. There was the guy, the Dolphins fan behind me, had to be the dumbest Dolphins fan I've ever heard of in my life. Absolute idiot. Just thought anytime that anything happened wrong, it was poor coaching or no control or whatever. Anytime anything went right, this should be what we're doing every time. Yeah, you can't. Jalen Wright should be getting the ball every time. You can't hand the ball to Jalen Wright 100 times a game because that ain't gonna work.
Mm-mm.
He just and then it was really kind of it was awful to see on the final play of the game, or not the final, I guess, the final offensive play of the Dolphins when Tim Boyle threw an out route out of bounds on 4th and 2. Uh, he's like, "Oh no, why is everybody leaving? They still got another chance." Like nobody. That was fourth down. That's the turnover on downs, buddy. Know the sport.
And
If you're gonna
did
be
Miami
talking
have any?
like you know of, no
Did Miami
timeouts.
have any timeouts left? No timeout. Okay,
No,
yeah. So,
no. Mike
oh, I hate
McDaniel
stupid people like that.
seems to have an issue with taking timeouts when not needed sometimes, and then needing them later.
Hmm.
But there's also a Indianapolis Colts fan that was also very annoying. Every time Indianapolis would do something slightly good, he would stand up and like try to like get in people's faces, and he was a little pipsqueak that anybody could have
Ooh,
knocked out,
I gotcha.
and he got no reaction from anybody, but he still did it 100 times, and it's just like, sit down, turn around, watch the game.
That's stupid. I mean,
But it's
yeah,
football.
go ahead. Yeah, I know. It's
People have the
football.
right to do what they want, but at the same time, I have the right to hate you.
Exactly. Or hate. Do you say hit or hate?
Hate.
Hate. Okay. Yeah. I don't get fan. I mean, you see fans like this all the time on social media too. It's like, oh, you got it. Like you have one bad play, and it's like, oh, fire that guy, fire the defensive coordinator, fire the special teams coach, fire the head coach. It's just time.
Right.
Or quarterback makes a bad throw, and it's like, well, see, that's why we should have kept the other guy. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh no, just don't.
Fan base is stupid. But Miami, they ran. The fact that Miami was up 7 at halftime was a travesty. They should have been up by 21. Like
Ooh,
they just kept fumbling it or stupid thing. Like Miami was in control for most of that game, and then they weren't. And I will say Anthony Richardson is a beast. I saw Jalen Ramsey blindside hit him in the back while Anthony Richardson was standing in the pocket. Not like he Ramsey hit him and fell down. Richardson stayed up, ran a little bit, and threw it away. But like the
shoot.
fact that he didn't fumble the football, let alone fall down, was just insane. Because it was
Yeah,
full bore hit in the back.
yeah. I've heard he's a tank. He's like a full blown tank.
Yes, I might have said he's going to make a great tight end someday.
Yeah,
Uh,
because
like
him at quarterback has not been great. It really has
dude,
not.
he throws a beautiful long ball though. His
That's about the
intermediate
only thing he
stuff
can throw.
is his intermediate and short stuff seems iffy, but God, he can throw. He can launch that football.
Did you see the most elite quarterback in the NFL? Did you see him on the sideline at all?
I did. I saw him on the sideline. I did not get to see elite Joe Flacco play.
Yeah. And I will say, good news for Miami this week. They get Tua back.
Thank
Uh,
God.
the only thing I will say, and I was telling you this earlier today, their season's basically on the brink right now.
Yes, 100%.
If they would have beaten Indy and if they would have beaten Tennessee, kind of like what Green Bay
Both
did when Love was out,
both
like
winnable games they should have had.
yeah, like that's the difference between your season being on the brink between you having a little bit of leeway.
Yeah, they don't have any leeway now.
Yeah.
Now, do I think that they found the formula for them to win games during this stretch? 100%. I think they continue to pound the rock like they've been between their three running backs that they have that are all game breakers with Raheem Mostert, Jalen Wright, and Devon Achan. Like any of those three can take it to the house in a flash, and two of those guys can also pound it.
Mm-hmm.
Achan's not going to be a pounder. He's going to be
Flash.
he's going to yeah. But and then take your shots when they come. With Tua, you have the ability to make those shots. They did not have that ability with any of their other quarterbacks that they've had so far.
Well, I could be wrong on this, but I think I saw a stat that Tyreek and Waddle had like 14 catches during the time when Tua was gone or something like that.
Yeah. They had between the two of them. They had 2 catches on Sunday for
Yeah,
19 yards. Our
yeah, that ain't good.
fullback Our fullback had one catch for 25. So
Shout out Alec Ingold.
now Jonnu Smith looked really good.
Did you guys try any end arounds with him at all, like how Atlanta used to do?
No, they had
Oh,
they had a couple. They had a screenplay that scored a touchdown.
I did see that. So that's good. But yeah, so now you guys have to beat you guys need to beat Arizona
You
this
have
week.
to
If not, you
we
can
have to
basically
beat Arizona.
you can wave bye to the season.
Yeah.
Okay, so Washington
Games.
dismantled Carolina. Jane Daniels got hurt.
Yep. And then after the game, Andy Dalton was involved in a car accident and is not going to be playing in this next game.
Yeah, Bryce Young gets to come back. So luckily, though, it doesn't sound like there are any major injuries from that.
Well, here's a huge upset for college football just now.
What?
Winless Kennesaw State upsets undefeated Liberty.
Holy
Not
mother
undefeated
mercy.
anymore.
No.
27.5 point underdog.
Yeah, Kennesaw State had just moved up to the big boys of the FBS this year. And they beat a Liberty team that, I think they've been undefeated basically their last 2 years, but they haven't played anybody.
Right.
And now they get beat by the new kid on the block. That's awesome.
I feel like Adam Schefter on Pat McAfee's show.
Just breaking news. Look at you. Okay, so back to Washington. Jane Daniels is out. Might be out this week when they play the Bears. Mariota didn't play bad. Marcus Mariota didn't play bad in relief, though. Washington
That's funny.
Good.
That's funny that the number 1 and 2 pick from the 2015 draft.
Yeah.
Are going to be playing this week.
I know. That's awesome.
Who was the number 3 pick?
It wasn't a quarterback. I do know that. I'll look quick. So while I'm looking that up, can we get to my game? Green Bay beat Tennessee. Was -3 in the turnover differential, and still found a way to win.
Won. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, Jordan Love threw some really good balls, and then he threw some other balls that were like he was trying to thread the needle, because he is Brett Favre reincarnated.
Yeah. A little more athletic.
Yeah, a little bit more athletic. Hopefully, no off the field issues.
That. Yeah, he seems like a very nice guy off the field. So that's good news.
You would never guess who the number 3 team is, or the number 3 pick is of that draft. Jacksonville had it. Dante Fowler, defensive end from Florida. He was the number 3 pick in that draft. And then when Amari Cooper, I don't think so.
Did Amari Cooper score this week?
Yes, he did.
He had a touchdown.
That
was his first touchdown in a while.
Yeah, didn't even know the route that he was supposed to be running prior to that play. And he scored. But yeah, Cooper went 4, Brandon Sheriff went 5, Iowa. Leonard Williams went 6, Kevin White went 7.
Wow.
And probably I'll give you kind of the craziest name, or not really, but at number 10, Todd Gurley went to the Rams. And now he's been out of the league for like 3 years.
Yeah, insane.
But hey, I will say I'm happy. Packers look like they found a kicker. Brandon McManus drilled I think it was like a 45-yarder to win at the gun. So now the Green Bay's 5-2, and they got Jacksonville this week. So I'm happy.
Nice.
I'm very happy.
Nice.
And Jair Alexander and Stephon Diggs got into a little war of words before the game, so that was fun.
Perfect.
And then Diggs only had like three catches for 23 yards or something. He did not have a good game at all. He was very quiet.
Jair's very good.
Yes, he is. Rams beat the Raiders 20-15. That was a very ugly game. I had that game on after the NASCAR race. Not good.
Minshew Mania again, because Aiden O'Connell is
out. Yep.
Out.
Rams are getting Cooper Kupp back this week, and maybe Puka Nacua. Maybe.
Yeah.
And then probably the biggest game of the week, Super Bowl rematch. Cody, a little trivia question for you here. Who is leading the league in interceptions, or tied for the league in interceptions? Jordan Love is one of them. Who's the other one?
P. Mahomes.
Yeah, Dad bod Pat.
He also just got a new toy.
Yeah, and DeAndre Hopkins. Don't know what that exactly means for him, but good for Kansas City.
Yeah. He becomes a big target for him. I mean, he can catch the contested throws for sure.
Yeah,
So
I personally don't
a
think it
for
does a whole lot, but yeah.
a former best wide receiver in the league.
Oh, for D Hop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was at one time the best receiver in the league.
yeah. Oh, hands out when he was in Houston. Yeah, hands down.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Yeah. So
But
I'd say the two biggest plays from that game, though, Mahomes had two really big runs. He had one run where he ran for like 40 yards on the left sideline, where he like kind of fake passed it, like you know how he always does, like do a little pump fake, and then he like tiptoed down the sideline and ran for 40 yards. And then he had a QB keeper where they ran a quarterback draw, and he mowed over the defender when he got into the end zone, like lowered his left shoulder. Probably shouldn't be doing that a lot, but good for Pat.
I've seen a quarterback do that and then be out for weeks.
Hey, I've seen that too. I think we've seen the same guy. And then Cody, how did Pittsburgh come back against the
I
Jets? I
don't know
really
what
don't.
the well, because Russell Wilson, baby.
Beautiful moon balls. That's all I kept hearing from Chris Collinsworth all night. Just look at that moon ball that he's throwing. I wonder if Caleb Williams knows that Collinsworth is cheating on him with Russ. But yeah,
Yeah, the
in all
Devontae
honesty,
Adams doesn't look great there yet. I mean, it's been a minute, so
yeah. Well, and the Jets are driving right before halftime, up 15-6, and then Rodgers throws a really bad pick over the middle, and the game changed like that, like
that was
just like
definitely
that.
a game changing moment where if you what is they have a segment on like ESPN or something about that, like just when the momentum all changes. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I can't think of it either. But because then Pittsburgh comes down and scores right after that, and then they get the ball to start second half, score again, and then Rodgers throws another bad. Well, not bad on his part, bad because Garrett Wilson hit him right in the numbers and he dropped it. And then Pittsburgh scored like 2 plays later, and then it was just an avalanche from there.
It was tough. I was
Yeah,
happy. I hate the Jets, but
yeah. The Jets are in trouble. They're in deep, deep trouble.
turns out that Devontae Adams did not fix their offensive line, and that's not good because it seems like Rodgers is getting more and more banged up every week.
Mm-hmm.
Like he
Oh,
is
he is. He
hobbling.
is 41. He's going to be 41 very, very soon. So yeah,
He's
he's a
hobbling
he's a
back
hurting
there.
unit. But good for Robert Saleh. Now he gets to join the Packers coaching staff as a consultant. So I don't know if he joined their staff or he's just helping on the side, but
Right.
good for him not being there anymore.
He's
And then,
a very good
yeah,
defensive mind.
yes, he is. And then Monday night we had the Harbaugh doubleheader, as in John and the Ravens went into Tampa and handed it to the Bucks.
Yeah, and uh, Lamar kept his streak of owning the NFC alive.
Outside of Daniel Jones, but yeah,
What a weird stat.
I know it makes zero sense. And the thing is, they were going to win that game too against the Giants, except Lamar actually had a really bad fumble, and they got returned for a touchdown. That's the only way. That's the only reason they lost.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I think Lamar's now probably your MVP favorite. I think he
Right.
should be.
Which
And
is
then Henry, I would
crazy.
put. Oh, good.
It's crazy to me, being as like he has to have a very good year too, because he's
Mm-hmm.
becoming like he has to do an exceptional job, like above and beyond what a normal person would have to do to win MVP because he's won two of them so far.
Yep, two.
So and
But
he's doing it.
his running back is helping the cause too because he's also in the MVP conversation because he's good.
Yes, he is. Yes, Derrick Henry is not past his prime yet.
No,
Yeah. He doesn't suck.
No. Tampa's in trouble though. As much as I am a
Yep.
big believer in Tampa, Mike Evans is hurt for a while because he hurt his hamstring again. I mean, he just has
And
nagging hamstring issues. I think Chris
good.
Godwin with like 30 seconds left dislocated his ankle. That's bad. That's
He was
really
put on
bad.
IR. I don't know if it's season ending or not,
It
but
is. Yeah, it's
was it?
season-ending IR. Yeah, that's not good. Not good at all.
Yeah.
And then what was also not good was deciding to watch the Chargers and Cardinals game because
I don't know. Well, let's go into this. At this point, Andy and I's picks for the week was tied.
I was feeling really good going into Sunday night because I mean the Jets took the 15-6 lead, and I'm thinking, you know what, cool. I just needed the Jets to win. I need Jim Harbaugh to win because I for some stupid reason picked him, and this is going to be
I
great. And I'm
I
gonna cut
love
Cody's lead to 6.
I love that you picked Jim Harbaugh because like I know how much you hate him, so you had to
I
be
do.
cheering for a guy you hate
You know what the thing
just
is
to watch him lose.
during that whole game though. During that whole game, I was happy whenever they did something stupid. I really was. Like even though that I picked him, it was like I don't care. I want him to
I
fail.
I I don't like the guy, but I was kind of in and out of consciousness throughout that game. To tell you the truth, I
Yeah.
knew that me and you were tied for picks on the week, with 10 wins each, and that was one of the games that we had picked opposite. I had picked the Cardinals, you had picked the Chargers, and it came down to a final field goal to take
But
a 10 win lead in our Pick'ems league right now.
oh, this I don't have anything else to say about that. That's just it's painful right now. It's so painful.
It's fun.
I don't even feel like I'm doing anything wrong.
I
Like
no, it's
I'm not being stupid and taking that many big chances. It's literally
no.
all just a toss up games are going your direction right now.
Yep. It's like at the end of most seasons I've seen you close and then you start taking big risks. Like I'm usually other than like not last year, but the other years,
Yeah.
I've been ahead by a little bit or decent, like just like 5 or 6 games, and then
Yep.
you start making stupid
Big swings.
picks.
Yep. We're swinging for the fences, and it
And
never ends well.
no, but
But we just
to be fair, part of it is I've just been getting a lot right too.
yeah, you have been on fire. I will give you credit. It pains me to say, but it did not pain me to see Jim Harbaugh lose. I was totally fine with that.
I hear you.
Okay, so Cody, I guess, and speaking of said picks, would you like to dive into them?
Yeah,
By the way, you're at 70%. That's how many picks you've gotten. Your percentage
that's
that you've gotten
that's
right.
pretty good.
That is insane. So before we get into our pick segment, just a reminder to everybody or any first-time listeners here that our picks are brought to you by Zip and Tubes Detailing, who offers a cleaning service for your vehicle. Whether you need your car or egg equipment detailed, Zip and Tubes is the place to do it. Give the guys a call at 563-380-9772.
Perfect. All right.
Do you like my
Let's
little ad?
see.
Do you like my ad read voice?
I
think
do.
it's pretty good.
It's
Okay,
nice.
Good.
All
So,
right, we'll
okay.
start off
Yeah.
on tomorrow night because we're recording this a day later than normal. The Minnesota Vikings at the LA Rams.
Okay, Cody, I got another little trivia question for you here. How many times has the team that played the Detroit Lions won the following week?
This year,
Yes.
1.
No, it's the same amount of times that the Vikings have led in the Super Bowl. It's 0.
That's insane.
It is. Which is why, especially with Cooper Kupp coming back, give me the Rams in an upset.
Okay, I took opposite of you. I took the Vikings to come back this week, but
Yeah,
all right.
Just a fun little stat.
I didn't realize that. That's not going to change my pick, but that's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's just because of, the experts say it's because of how the Lions play smash mouth ball. Very physical
football.
Yeah. They just wear you down. Next on the docket, Eagles, Bengals.
I took Cincinnati Bengals.
I also took the Cincinnati Bengals. I have no confidence in that pick, but I
I
also
don't
took the
either.
Bengals.
That was a very tough pick.
Yeah.
All right. The Baltimore Ravens at the Cleveland Browns.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm looking at like the next like 4 games. I think we're gonna be in agreement in all of them.
Yeah, I bet.
Um, Give me Baltimore. I think they're the best team in the National Football League right now.
Okay. Yeah, yeah all around overall. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're playing very good football.
Again, I know Kansas City's undefeated, but I really think Baltimore's just a better team.
Um,
Uh,
I agree.
Tennessee at Detroit.
Lions.
Yeah, that game won't be close. Give me the Lions.
No. Cardinals at Miami.
Fins up.
Fins up. I don't I like. I think there's just more on the line for the Dolphins right now. And getting Tua back is going to provide a spark. You're going to see um, the field stretched a little bit more than it has been in the last few weeks, so that'll be good.
And also, West Coast team traveling east, noon game, or noon for us.
Yep.
Sometimes normally that doesn't end well for those teams. Oh, boy. Oh, actually, no, I was looking at the next game. Jets at Patriots.
Jets all day, which
Yeah,
pains me, but
same.
Patriots
Same,
are just
same.
bad.
Yep.
Not that the Jets are great, but the Patriots are bad.
Yes, the Patriots are bad. Oh.
Falcons at the Buccaneers.
Uh, if you would have asked me 3 weeks ago, I would have been really excited for this game.
Yes, that looked like a very good game a couple weeks ago, and now
Let's see if they're playing at noon. Give me Kirk Cousins and the Falcons.
I mean, yes, I also took the Falcons. I had the Bucks until the injuries probably started piling up.
Yeah, I think that would have been me too.
But
Packers Jags.
but
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Bijan Robinson has been a very good running back this year.
That's true. Drake London has been. I think he started to establish himself as a number one wideout. Finally.
Yes. And I've even heard Kyle Pitts getting used a little bit, which
Who's he?
not not as much as he's touted or was touted at least, but
Again, he's supposed to be a generational tight end, and it has not been that.
no.
So Packers Jags.
Pack attack.
I do too. I am very weary of this game though. Green Bay does not do well when they have to travel to Florida. They just historically have not.
Colts at Texans.
Texans.
Yeah. Which I also took the Texans, but that's a game that somehow the Colts win a lot.
I know that that's always been Houston's big nemesis in the AFC South. They even when they were good with like the Matt Schaub days, they were never able to beat them. It made no sense. Well, actually, it made perfect sense because Indy was a better run organization at the time.
Yes, and they've had better quarterbacks. I mean,
that is true. That is very true.
They had Peyton and Andrew Luck. I mean,
yeah, we miss Captain Andrew Luck here.
I do miss Captain. I just missed that page. That was fantastic.
I do too. Really good Twitter page. Saints Chargers. Spencer Rattler starting again for New Orleans, by the way.
Yeah. Give me Harbaugh. Unfortunately,
I'm going with Jimmy 2 weeks in a row. I don't know. I'm hoping that I'm wrong though. I want him to get beat.
That's kind of one of those. I don't mind if I lose because of him losing.
Who it is? Yep.
Bills at Sea Chickens.
Seahawks.
Really?
Yep. Zero confidence in that pick, but Seahawks.
I took Buffalo. I hope you would. You know what? If you take a game from me because of that, I will be perfectly fine with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they beat up on Tennessee this past weekend. I'm not 100% sold in them yet. Even with Amari Cooper, I'm not 100% sold yet.
Tennessee's not a great team.
Yeah.
Miami lost
Speaking
to
of not
Joe.
great team,
Yay.
Cody, and speaking of not great teams, Carolina and Denver.
Josie Jewell is facing his former team. I don't even know if he's playing.
I don't know if he is either.
And it's number one overall pick, getting his
Yeah.
start again against Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. Give me the Broncos. I don't have any confidence in it, but it's
I
bottom
think
of the barrel league games.
I think Pat Surtain's back this week. Oh, Bryce Young might not have a fun welcome back game. I got Denver as well. Ooh, okay.
Chiefs at Raiders.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
I love Minchumania,
Yeah.
but nope, can't pick against Patty.
Nope.
It sucks because this game got moved to the late game. Bears, Commanders, maybe with or without Jane Daniels. I don't know if he's playing or not.
Now, I'm going to say this. Right now, I have Jane Daniels not playing, so I picked the Bears. If that switches to Jane Daniels is playing, I will switch it to the Commanders.
I'm going to go with Washington.
Unless I forget.
I'm going to go with Washington regardless because I think their defense is going to give Caleb trouble.
They have been playing good football.
I really love Dan Quinn as a head coach. I just think he gets such a bad rap because of the Atlanta stuff, but I think Chicago gets a little dose of reality this week.
I hope so.
Speaking of reality, Sunday night, Cowboys-Niners.
Is there anybody left on the 49ers to play?
I think Debo might be back.
Okay.
And they still have their offensive line to run because Dallas can't stop the run at all.
Dallas is very bad against the run. Yeah. I do have the 49ers.
I do too, and I don't know if this game goes bad. This could be McCarthy's last game as head coach. Like if it goes really bad on a national stage, it could be the end for Mike McCarthy in Dallas.
Or Mike McCarthy and head coaching in general.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, if he gets canned after this one, I would just go enjoy retirement life. You won a Super Bowl, got a street named after you in Green Bay, made money from Jerry Jones. Just enjoy life.
Let's go Giants at Steelers on Monday Night Football.
We'll ride with Russ. I don't want to do it, but we will ride with Russ.
I don't believe in Danny Dimes, so. My question, though, I just thought of this. Who calls Sunday Night Football games?
Collinsworth and Mike Tirico.
Oh, that's better. Okay, that's not as bad as. I'm gonna have to hear Collinsworth talk up the Cowboys. I'm not looking forward to that.
No, you won't, because there'll be nothing to talk up.
That's true.
And then we'd listen to Aikman talk about Russ. I don't know what that's gonna be like, but
I'm glad I don't have to listen to Aikman talk about the Cowboys and Joe Buck.
Oh, that would be bad. That would be really bad.
That's always awful.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Here's this crazy thing. If Pittsburgh wins, they have 6 wins. And it's what Mike Tomlin does. I still don't think they made the right decision starting Russ, but good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
So that is our pick segment. Anything else NFL wise you want to touch on, or anything football wise, or anything in general?
Did you want to bring up your cousin at all?
Yeah, we can do that now. I was gonna wait and do that later, but I can do it now.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna say, Garrett, we are thinking about you. He had to have a little procedure done over the weekend, so over this past weekend, and has a little bit of a longer cover ahead of him. So, just wanted to say that we're thinking about him.
Yep, definitely. Definitely sad to see his season end, but we're praying for him and things go good.
Yep, there were worse things that could have happened, so
definitely.
That's a big thing. That is the big thing. So, So transition from that, Cody, you went on a road trip, or technically a road trip over the
Yep.
over the weekend, right?
Sure did.
Okay, good, good.
We played.
So would you like to tell the people what our top five is about this week?
Our top five this week would be, I don't know, I call it road trip activities. Things to do to pass the time, whether you're better with more people. Some of them you can probably do alone, but just road trip activities. Top five things to do in the car to keep
I gotcha.
the boredom from taking over.
And as always, our top five is brought to you by Lick Tags Lawn Care, and the boys at Lick Tags specialize in complete lawn maintenance and health, snow and ice control, and small engine repairs. And Cody, you ready for winter? Are you getting excited? The
Oh, I
chill is
can't
in the
wait.
air. Okay,
The
good.
shortest day of the year is coming. Can't wait for that.
What day's that?
Uh, November. I don't remember. No,
Oh,
that's
okay,
December 22nd.
okay.
But I think the time change is happening next
Like,
Sunday.
yeah, I think
This
you're right.
Sunday.
But that just means we're getting one step closer to winter, which means everybody has to get one step closer to make sure that their snow blowers are working and all of your snow equipment are working. So if you have any questions about any of your snow equipment, or if you're still just, I don't know, trying to do some stuff with your lawn, give the guys a call at 563-203-4238.
All right. Let's go. My number five would be this week. This one's kind of new for me. I mean, we used to play card games a lot with my family, but like that kind of takes
Okay.
the driver out of it. But we do a
Yeah.
lot of card games, and we had a van that we used to have a van that we used to travel around in a lot that had like rotating seats. But uh, this week we did some trivia games where we would like play kind of Jeopardy style.
Ooh, nice.
That was a lot of fun in the car. That was Austin brought up that idea, and it went really well. Also, dude,
Nice, nice.
like just like trivia, like let alone now. We did some Harry Potter, did some TV shows, did movies, whatever, and then we also did like a name that we would basically just he'd play opening music to theme songs from TV shows, and you'd have to guess which show it was.
I gotcha.
That
Okay.
was a lot of fun.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. Let's see. I'm going to kind of stick with someone with that for my number five. You ever play the game 20 Questions?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Very simple road trip activity, or just any activity, but it's good to play, especially when you have a long
oh yeah,
or lot of time to pass and everything. So
it's a
20
great
Questions
one.
is my number five.
My number four is listening to stand up comedy. I don't know why. I always remember doing that as a kid. Like, never listened to stand up with my parents or anything, but in a car on road trips, I remember listening to Jeff Foxworthy or Bill Engvall or just different, like the blue collar comedy tour type guys.
Okay.
It passes time really well.
Okay. Um. Okay. For my number four, I'm gonna go back in time, like when I was like kind of little ish. You remember those little portable DVD players I used to have that
Oh
you could hook
yeah,
up in the car, or there's portable little movie players? Those were always fun because that is a good way just to quickly pass time. It
it
keeps you entertained.
definitely does.
But
Now, like
yeah, those.
our car had a DVD player this weekend, but we didn't
Oh,
use it because all we had were kids' movies in it.
yeah, understandable, understandable. But yeah, I know. I always loved that, especially when you were younger.
I
Especially
like it.
the only thing that sucked though was that sometimes the thing wouldn't hold a charge. That the
Yeah,
actually player wouldn't hold a charge, so then it died like halfway through the movie.
definitely. My number three is kind of off similar to my four, but I always like. I don't know why, but every time I'm on a road trip, I listen to a different podcast than I've ever listened to before. This weekend was we listened to one called Shat the Movies, where they'd rate
Okay.
old like 80s, 90s movies that you'd watch when when I was a kid or growing up, and like you always think, why don't they make movies like they used to? And then you go back and look at them, and do they hold up? Well, did a few reviews. Like one of the reviews, I listened to 3 episodes. One was on The Little Mermaid. The
Okay.
one was on Vision Quest, which was one of my favorite movies because it was a wrestling movie, and one was on Dumb and Dumber, and they kind of explained whether or not that movie looks as good now as it did when you were younger.
Nice.
It was cool.
That's pretty interesting. Okay, so my number three, I'm gonna kind of stick with what you just said. Mine's just listening to podcasts in general.
Yeah.
It's very good. Like I have a bunch. That's where normally I'll catch up on a bunch of my sports podcasts if need be. Just put into headphones and then just enjoy.
Yeah.
And then you're laughing and people don't understand what you're laughing about, and it's like, yeah, yeah, you. It's like
Perfect.
you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it.
All right. My number two would be the alphabet game in the car. I don't know if you're familiar with that one,
Mm.
where you would go around and you try to get A through Z, and you'd find an A word on a road sign or somewhere when you're driving, and then the next you'd have to find a B, and then C. You have to find it in that order. Or there's also like the rainbow. You have to find a car of each color of the rainbow.
Ooh, okay. So kind of like I Spy in a sense, but it's kind of
Very similar.
like that. Okay.
Yep. But yeah, like you'd see a sign for ABC cars, so there's your A, and then you'd have to find one that was like boys to men playing in Minneapolis, or just different things to go all the way. It gets kind of hard to find some of those X, Y's, or Z's.
Yeah. No, okay. That's understandable. That's understandable. Okay, my number two. It's lame. It's very simple though. It is simply just listening to music when you're on a road trip. You know, you just find a good either whether you're listening to stuff on your phone or you just find a good station. Like you find a good classic rock station and you just let it ride. Like it's just kind of very soothing when you do that. I don't know. It does feel like you're just kind of passing time pretty quick.
Yeah, definitely. All right, my number one. I don't know why. I always love. We didn't play it this weekend, but I still somewhat play it. It's the license plate game. Just looking for license plates from each state.
Oh, nice.
Never gotten all 50. Gotten 48 or 49 of them before, but never gotten all 50. And
Like
it's
actually during an
usually,
actual road trip.
yep.
Dang.
And it's usually like something oddball that you would think you could find that you don't. Yes, I've had place times where Rhode Island I can't find or Hawaii, but I've also found Hawaii and Rhode Island and then not found South Dakota or something. Like,
Dang.
we traveled a lot as a kid, so
Okay, I got you.
did a lot of that. And it's a way to get everybody involved. Everybody in the car is looking.
See, it is always fun just whenever you are traveling that you are just kind of looking like, hey, I don't recognize what that license plate is. I do love that a lot. And then you kind of look and it's like, oh, hey, that's what like a Kentucky license plate looks like, just for
Yep.
example, or something like that. Yeah, those are always pretty fun. So my number one is actually something that you don't even watch. It's the good car ride nap, the road trip nap. Like you get that nice settled spot, like if you're up porched up against like the car window and stuff, and then you just go to sleep town.
That's
So
not a safe one for me. Being as like I almost always drive. I hate
okay,
not driving. I want to be the wheelman. So the nap one out the window.
that's understandable. Yeah, usually I'm the one that's just riding along, so I like a good old car ride nap because then yeah you knock out like especially if you're going like a 7 hour drive or whatever. You take a couple hour nap and it's like okay cool we're good
You knocked
we're
out a
almost
good
halfway there,
portion
right?
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just feel refreshed afterward, or you just feel more tired and you just want to go back to sleep right after that.
I remember as a kid I was very good at napping in cars. Even like I remember going on a road trip with some buddies to go pick up a car in North Carolina once.
Mm-hmm.
And I had taken that road trip. Like I had rode that same route many times because we were going to Raleigh, North Carolina, and I had grandparents that lived in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So when I wasn't driving, I was sleeping, and like that road trip went really fast.
See,
The
and I
car ended
get
up getting repossessed
oh,
on the way home, so it didn't really work out as the greatest road trip of all
ooh
time. But
ooh
in Cincinnati,
really
yep, it was funny. I had nothing to do. I just went along for the ride. But yeah,
interesting.
car
Interesting.
got car got repoed in because he didn't the guy that bought it was not able to get insurance on it because he bought it on a Sunday. So it was an uninsured car on the way home. So it got repossessed in Cincinnati, and then he had to drive back another day and get it. And actually, on his drive back to get it, I did not go with him. But when he trailered it home, and it was like a ricer type of car. They put a lot
Mhm.
of the hood flew up and off of the car on the trip home. So we had a
Oh
lot of
my
issues right off the bat.
oh my gosh. Like I don't know if that would make me more motivated to get the car to bring the car back, or if I would just say, okay, it's just not meant to be. Just I'll give it back.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep.
Like
The
what
fun
would you
thing
do
is,
in that situation? Like would you be more motivated than to
I
just
I wouldn't
to
have
bring the
bought
car
the
back
car.
then?
That car, if it was a car I really wanted, though, I'm gonna do anything I can to get it home.
Okay, okay,
And by
I
that
got you.
point, it's not like if you've already paid for it, what are you gonna do? Just leave it there and let it rot?
That's true. I guess it depends how much you paid for it, but yeah,
I'm guessing for trade. I'm guessing if we were driving across or like 16, 18 hours, he gave up a penny
yeah,
or two.
yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah, interesting story. That
Yeah.
no, that's really good. That's really good. Again, during that whole time, like I would be napping. I get car sick kind of
Oh,
easy too, so it would just
I
be
don't get car
like
sick.
if I'm not driving, so I would yeah. So it'd be good
I've
just for me to nap.
I've gotten car sick one time, and that was in the last year or two. That was when we went to Hawaii on the road to Hana.
Okay.
I was lightheaded.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes it's mostly just my stomach gets kind of queasy-ish, so or whatever. So it's just kind of like okay, I'm just gonna nap, and then when I wake up, it goes away.
Oh,
So so yeah. So that is our top five.
it's a good top five.
It is. It is. So, got anything else you got to add for the week before we say goodbye?
Well, I do know that fullbacks are still people.
Yes, sir. Despite Pat Ricard dropping a pass.
I also know, and Alec Ingold fumbling the football, which why the Dolphins are running a fullback dive on 1st and 10 will
Oh,
baffle me
Cody,
for the
you
rest
froze.
of my
We're
life.
almost at
But
the end. It's just like his college football
oh,
video game the other night.
I
Okay,
don't know if
he's
you caught
back.
that.
I didn't catch any of that. You froze literally talking about Alec and Golden. That was about it.
I said the Dolphins running a Alec Ingold fumbled, but the fact that the Dolphins ran a fullback dive on 1st and 10 will baffle me for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah, that's no bueno.
So other than that, please like, share, follow, rate, subscribe, make fun of Andy, whatever it takes. Oh wait, do we have any listener questions?
Oh, I guess Christian did have a couple. I completely forgot about those. He did want to mention that or ask us if we thought that Pittsburgh should run a two quarterback system at
No,
all with Russ. No, I know
no.
that's stupid to do.
I'm 100% in the if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one quarterback.
Yep, same here. And
I mean,
then
do I think they made
I
the wrong
feel bad. I
decision?
think
Yes, but
same here. I feel bad. He has a couple other questions, and I am drawing up a brain fart right now. I can't remember them for the life of me.
hmm,
Do you remember any?
no.
Okay, I thought he would have
I don't
told
know
you
if
that.
he
So,
I don't know if he asked him to me. I think he just said he had asked him to you, so I'm gonna be off
uh,
the hook.
oh dang it! Oh, I'm becoming the most hated man on the podcast now. I'm number one now. Give me. except in our picks.
You're bringing up the rear. It's fine.
I know. I mean, I am in second place. There's only
That's
two
true.
people, but I am in second place.
That's true.
That's
I'm
right.
top two, not two.
That was good. I'll give you credit for that one. That was good.
Nice, thank you.
So, alrighty. Well, on that note, thank you everybody for listening, and we will see you next week.
Peace.